Shalom. Today we're going to look at a Bible code entitled Blood of Yeshua. And this Bible code is found in the Torah, and it spans almost the entire length of the Torah. It goes from Genesis 10 to Joshua 2:7. But actually Joshua is this last row here, and there's nothing highlighted there. So it goes from Genesis to Deuteronomy. The access term is in the middle here in the red, Dam, Yeshua. And where did he shed his blood? It was Jerusalem. Jerusalem is in this blue. Another name for Jerusalem, it's found in the book of Isaiah several times. It's Ariel. Ariel is here twice in the green, going diagonal. Also here in the green, going up. And another name for the area of Jerusalem is Moriah. Moriah is mentioned twice in the Tanakh, and it has two different spellings. Both spellings are here in the green, and over here in the green. Now this spelling here is found in the book of Genesis, in the context of Abraham. Yeshua told Abraham to take his son, Isaac, to the land of Moriah to sacrifice him. Amazingly, Abraham is here twice in this mauve color. Here's the verse that it's highlighting. Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son, but the angel of Yeshua called to him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham." That's right there. He said, "Do not stretch out your hand against the lad, and do nothing to him, for now I know that you fear Elohim, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." So that's really amazing that that passage is in this Bible code matrix, where Abraham was told to sacrifice his son, then his son was spared. And here we have the son of Yeshua being sacrificed, and he was the lamb of Yeshua. The other place where Moriah is where Solomon was going to build the temple, where David had seen the angel on the threshing floor. Okay, another word that's in here at the same skip as the access term is Nephal, which means giant. That made me think of Goliath, who was slain by David. And David brought Goliath's head to Jerusalem. And that was way before he ever became a king. He was just a young man at that time. So it's interesting that he slew the giant and brought it to Jerusalem. And I see a parallel that Yeshua slew the giant of death. He destroyed death at the cross. Okay, now we're going to look at some names for Yeshua. We already have Yeshua here in the access term. Also, we have the alternative spelling of Yehusha in the purple here, going up diagonal. The Messiah, HaMashiach, in this lighter purple, and it's crossing over the access term. Yeshua was from the tribe of Judah. Yehuda is here in the orange. And he was a prophet. Prophet in the blue, the same skip as the access term. And if you remember, Moses was told by Yeshua that he would send a prophet like him. Yeshua is the prophet that was prophesied. Prophetic is here in this blue. Appointed time or feast. Yeshua died on the Passover. And here's Moed. And here we have in your appointed times, in this teal. Yeshua was a sin offering. If you read Isaiah 53, it talks about him dying for our iniquities, and here it's twice. And this is in the plain text of Scripture, these 2 times. Sacrifice, Zabah, here. Altar is 4 times in this Bible code. It's here in the very dark purple. It's also here, crossing the access term, the altar. It's up here and here. And I'm going to read to you what this Bible verse is that's crossing the access term. It says, "Then he shall go out to the altar that is before Yeshua, and make atonement for it, and shall take some of the blood of the bull and of the blood of the goat, and put it on the horns of the altar on all sides." That's Leviticus 16, verse 18. Within that verse, there's atonement in the red. Atonement is here in the red. Then we have crucify here in the black. And it's touching the word nail here in the green. So they're right touching each other. In the sanctuary is here in this peach color, or in the holy place. Resurrection is in this pink. Covenant, Berit, here in this blue. If you remember Yeshua eating the Last Supper with his disciples, he took the 2 symbols of the covenant, the bread and the wine, and here in the plain text of Scripture it's talking about the vintage or the grape harvest here, and here is bread, lechem. And so we have the bread and the wine on both sides of the covenant. Now, lechem is leavened bread. If you want unleavened bread, well, it's in the next line down, matzah, right there. Also in this line we have the Nazarite, and that is in the plain text of Scripture. It's from Numbers chapter 6, where it's talking about the Nazarite. And then we have Methuselah in the orange going down, and that made me think of the meaning of his name, which is when he dies, it will come. And with the death of Yeshua, atonement came and forgiveness, the new covenant in his blood. Now I'd like to read to you what is highlighted in these 3 rows here, and it all has to do with the commandments. And here's mitzvot, mitzvah, and mitzvot. So this first one is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 10. "But showing loving kindness to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments." This next line is from Deuteronomy 15, verse 5. "If only you listen obediently to the voice of Yeshua your Elohim, to observe carefully all this commandment which I am commanding you today." And the last one is Deuteronomy 27, verse 10. "You shall therefore obey Yeshua your Elohim, and do his commandments and his statutes, which I command you today." So I thought that was interesting that all 3 lines have to do with obeying his commandments. And it reminded me of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. It says, "For this is the love of Yeshua, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome." And also Yeshua said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." And that concludes our presentation for today. Thank you for taking the time. Shalom.